Okay, so it's week 2 in the Big Brother house, and a lot has gone on. I know that the TV episodes have kind of hinted at some of the drama that's gone on, but you didn't get a full sense of the full scale of that fight that followed that last veto meeting. Just to recap, Devin was appointed HOH, and he planned to target Brittany because he really wanted Brittany out of the game. He promised Paula that he would actually make her safe if she threw the Battle of the Block competition, which she did successfully do. She admitted this after it happened. She admitted it before, she admitted it after, that it happened exactly the way that she had fulfilled that deal with Devin. Then, after the veto ceremony, she claimed she actually didn't throw it. She was just doing that to try to save herself, and it did not work as she was voted out. But the house wanted Devin out, and Zach was the only one to be honest enough to just come out and say it. Hey, you're a bully, and I don't like you, and we really do not want to work with you anymore. We want to get you out the first opportunity. Devin took offense to that, which he shouldn't, because it is Big Brother, and it is a game, and at some point that's going to be said to you, whether directly or indirectly, you're going to find out about it, so I don't know why he was surprised. But Brittany was able to sweet-talk her way out of being nominated with Devin. He changed his mind in that long, drawn-out conversation in the HOH room. And Devin decided, once he won the veto, they rehashed that old planets weighted mobile type competition that they've done a couple of times in the past. Kind of like this competition. I think if I was on the show, I'd actually do really well at it, because I kind of know how the weights would go, and you have to go nice and steady and slow to win that competition. But anyway, Devin won that veto, and instead of using it on Paola, like he said he would, he ended up using it on Brittany and put Zach on the block, just as we all expected. That's where the last episode of Dear Diary Room left off. So, after the ceremony, now Brittany had talked about she was going to refuse the veto, but I guess somebody in production, or maybe one of the other house guests, talked her into, hey, you know what, you don't want to be that stupid. So she ended up letting him veto her. But as soon as she got that veto necklace around her neck, she stood up and wanted to speak her mind. Paola said, I want to speak my mind, and Zach was like, I'll go after you. And they let Devin have it. According to what we heard on the live feeds, not the edited TV show, because they had to do that cliffhanger on Wednesday night, and only gave us a few minutes to show the entire fight on Thursday. So they left out a lot, but apparently this fight went on for quite a while. And I actually caught the part where Paola and Zach were fighting in the backyard, which we saw a little bit on the episode too. But Zach blew up the bomb squad, just completely out of that alliance. Devin had already decided to go around and kind of tell others that there was an 8-person alliance, which other people found it laughable, to be honest. But he told Brittany, he told Donnie. We saw a little bit of that in the episode. But Devin had already decided that he had to form a new alliance, and he had to form a new alliance quick. I mean, this guy is pretty good at forming alliances. I mean, he's formed an alliance with everybody in the house. But he doesn't really have good personal chemistry with people because they're more intimidated by him than they actually like him. But he thinks they actually like him, so he thinks these little bonds where he goes at somebody else like, hey, I got an alliance. You want to be in it? You want to be in it? If you're not in it, I'm going to vote you out. Okay? Alright. Alright. We good? We good, bro? We good? When he does that crap, he thinks in his mind that he's got a new alliance. The other people are like, there's no way I'm dealing with this guy. But anyway, Donnie, he ended up throwing a sympathy vote to Paola. Otherwise, it probably would have, I mean, it wouldn't have been a unanimous vote because there was one other vote that also was against Zach. But that was obviously a floater vote that, no one really cares about. In the HOH challenge, there was another rehash. It was that lawn bowling competition. This time they did it with the undersea theme. I like the look of this set for this particular challenge. Derek and Nicole Nicole accidentally ended up being HOH. Their plan immediately was to get out Devin, which is just a smart plan. They wanted to backdoor Devin, and Devin was kind of aware that this was going to happen. So they did not put Devin up in their nominations. They put up Amber, and it was Amber and Donnie. And then Derek ended up putting up Caleb and Jocasta. Now, Jocasta was really blindsided because she didn't expect this. She thought she could just float along, not have to worry about anything. She probably also thought nobody would put her on the block because she's sick. She's been sick for a while. If you've been watching these live feeds, she's been sick pretty much since day 1 or 2 when the live feeds came on. So she's been sick for quite a while. And she was sick in the Battle of the Block. So Caleb was planning on throwing that Battle of the Block, and it should have been easy considering that she was barely alive when she was on the end of that rope, but they just barely were able to beat Donnie and Amber, who celebrated like there was no tomorrow. And the plan then was to go into POV, and hopefully Devin's name would not get drawn, because you cannot backdoor someone technically if they play for the veto. You have to go back to Nokomis's 5-finger plan to be able to understand how this works. And most of the people in this season would not understand how that works because they didn't watch Nokomis's season. But that's how the backdoor plan actually originally started. And I think it was Jace that was the one that ended up getting voted out at that time. Anyway, with Donnie being off the block with Amber, Nicole, she was just crushed. She had to put up Donnie, and she cried, and Donnie cried. And you know what? The men on this season are a lot of pussies. I mean, they cried more than the women. It's big muscular guys, and they're all bawling their eyes out at every opportunity. You have had Caleb crying. You have had Devin crying. You have had Derek crying. You have had Frankie crying. You have had Cody crying. You have had Donnie crying multiple times. And you had Zach crying multiple times. I mean, this cast is just Waterworks Factory. It's ridiculous. It's insane. But letting you know now that there will be spoilers past this point. So if you haven't watched TV episodes and you're only a TV viewer, then you probably don't want to watch the rest of this. But of course, given how long it takes me to edit these videos, it's very likely that you will have already seen this episode by the time this uploads. But anyway, in the POV ceremony, in the POV challenge, I should say, Devin was picked. He was able to play, so therefore he cannot technically be backdoored, but the plan is still to get him out. Donnie also won that challenge as well, and he went and put the veto necklace around Jocasta's neck. Jocasta was not able to play for POV. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are debating this, and they are only TV viewers only, and they seem to believe that Battle of the Block was POV. So they're like, you idiots, Jocasta was able to play. She only got sick afterwards. No, that's not true. That is not true. Jocasta did not play for POV. She was too sick to. She was too dehydrated. She was in bed. Donnie won the POV, went and put the necklace around her neck, which immediately told Devin that his ass was on line. In the ceremony, which took place today, sure enough, Donnie officially used that POV on Jocasta. And Devin was put up in his place by Derek, and it looks like it will be an 11-0 unanimous vote to get Devin out of the house. Team America, meanwhile, has been given their first challenge, and that was to convince someone. CBS told them to try to convince someone that someone in the house is related to a previous house guest. Now, in my last video, I had said I thought that probably part of the twist in the future was going to be that someone in the house, maybe 2 or 3, were going to be either related to celebrities or to veterans from previous seasons. I thought Zach honestly looks and acts like he would be related to Dan Giesling. But apparently they spread the rumor that he was related to Amanda, and I can kind of see it, and it's funny because they're from the same area of Florida, so it's very possible now in my head that this might be right. And Zach has found out about the rumor after it has been successful. And Zach thinks it's funny, so he's going with it. And Nicole thinks it's just the coolest thing ever. She really believes this. But Jocasta being sick, I also want to mention this. She is very, very sick. And I'm wondering if she's going to be the first ever Big Brother house guest to be taken out of the house for medical reasons. There have been a couple of people over the years, like Neil, and others who have left for undisclosed reasons. Well, never for medical reasons. Remember in season 9 when 2 people were taken out of the house temporarily for medical reasons, one for a diabetic seizure and one for an allergic reaction. They actually happened on the same night. They left for a short while and were allowed back in. Jocasta might be the first person to exit permanently from the game because she's very sick. I don't know what is wrong with her, but she is just completely dehydrated, and she's not going to be able to stay much longer. So that's going to be something to watch out for. Alright, that's all for this week. I want everyone to subscribe, to follow. You know my Twitter handle is Aaron's Clown, so follow me on Twitter. Even if you don't follow me or subscribe here on YouTube, comment below your Twitter handle if you're on Twitter, your Tumblr handle if you are on Tumblr, because I want to follow you. Now, everyone already knows that my Tumblr handle is deardiaryroom.tumblr.com, but I also have a personal Tumblr that I also use for my other shows like Walking Dead and RuPaul's Drag Race. And that one is thebombdiffusingsloth.tumblr.com. If you know where that comes from, comment below. The winner might get a shout out in the next video because not many people realize where that Tumblr name comes from. But try and guess and see if you can figure it out. But that is all for this week. I will be coming back. If you check any of my other videos, if you are a subscriber to my videos, and you know that I do TV reviews of other TV shows, RuPaul's Drag Race, I just want to let you know, Season 7 production is about to begin. The set has already been built this week. So the production is starting very late this year. A lot of people have asked me when I'm going to come up with my rumors and predictions video, which I do every year. It's very late this year. It's at least 3 to 4 weeks late right now. That's because production does not actually start. Filming does not start. Probably for another week or 2 weeks. I have my theory about that because the only other season where we've had this late of a start to production was the year that All Stars was filmed and produced and shown off-season in the fall. I don't know if that means Season 7 is going to be an All-Star season. It's very possible it could be All-Stars. It could also be a mix, kind of like Big Brother and Survivor does, where they have veterans returning with newbies, and that might be a new strategy that RuPaul is employing for this next season. It might be like maybe 6 to 8 returning, contestants and 6 to 8 newbies. That would be a very interesting twist for the show. I'm also going to be reviewing American Horror Story this year. I'm going to get way out in front. Started with a little teaser of a freak show type teaser deal that I put on my channel. It didn't go over very well because the software that I was using cut out a lot of the text, but it was just a test. I'm going to actually, I think I got like 200 viewers in the first night, but I will be doing a new trailer for that, and I will be updating you before October with at least 2 or 3 videos explaining what we can expect. Same with The Walking Dead. I've partnered up with moviepilot.com to do Walking Dead reviews for the fall. I haven't done much with it so far, but I will be updating you on what we know of Season 5 so far. So that video should come out either this week or early next week. So look for that. Until next time, see ya!